Hi folks, welcome to Call's Vape Reviews once again. Welcome to the video. Now I have a Sub-Ohm tank for you for a first impressions. This was sent on to me by John Bowl, thanks John, of boldvape.co.uk. Now this is £24 shipped to anybody that wants this tank, and I'm talking about the AELOUS tank from Geek Vape. This is a Sub-Ohm tank, Geek Vape's Sub-Ohm tank. They have got a few others, the Avocado, the Griffin, and this is their sub-tank version. Now, they claim 30% longer life than other coils because it utilises what they call a UBDC coil that they include in the package, which is this here. This is the box it comes in. Let's just go into manual focus and I'll show you what you get in the box. The kit contents are there if you want to pause the video. And then you've got your scratch and check, authenticity, and then this. Now while we're in close-up mode, I'll show you this UBDC coil it comes with. I haven't used this as yet. This is the coil. Let's just go slightly down a bit here so I can see myself. There you go. Now let's just zoom in a little bit more. It has a horizontal coil inside there. You can just about make it out. And there's your ceramic wicking. And it's a UBDC 1 ohm 10 to 20 watts UTM. And it looks a bit like a Kanga SOCC coil, to be honest. And I have used a coil very similar to this in the Favo tank, and it didn't work very well at all. So I'm intrigued on how this one's going to work. It's a Clapton coil that's in there, that's wrapped around this ceramic. And then the other one is a 0.5 ohm coil. Let's just alter my camera. There we go. So the other one is a 0.5 ohm. You get spare glass, which is installed in the tank. I'll show you the tank in a second. You get spare glass and another drip tip in there and a drip tip adapter, because this has a proprietary big bore drip tip. I'll just put that to one side. And this is the tank. I'll take it off. My VT200. Let's put that to one side. And then this is the tank. Let's go into close up again. This is the tank. Has a top airflow system as well, and it uses a big wide bore drip tip and Pyrex glass, stainless steel, top fill, Geek Vape etched onto it there quite nicely. It also has AELOUS on the chimney inside, as you can see. Very big wicking holes for the coil. And that has juice flow control. I'll show you that now working. There you go. That's the juice flow control. You just twist the whole thing when it's on your mod. This is a bit of knurling round here to aid you unscrewing. And there's your big Cyclops airflow holes. This is just a first loop, guys, so I'm not getting into any great detail. Gold plated 510. And it has a serial number. And designed and manufactured by Geek Vape. So yeah, that's it. Now, I've got, let's just get some, let's get this on the DNA 200. And I've got some 8020 in here. Let's get back into focus, Carl. 8020, one hit wonder. My man. And I've got the 0.5 ohm OCC coil, which is a Clapton coil, and it has a wattage range of 30 to 60 watts. And Geek Vape even put an expected service life, or in our case, an expected usage life. And it says it lasts 30% longer service life than others. It has a full nickel plated housing. So let's try it. Quite nice flavour. I've got 8020 in here, so let's take a few vapes. I've got it at 42 watts, and I've taken it up to 50, and then it's a bit borderline then with regards to dry hitting, especially with an 8020. Really borderline sort of flavour drop off to burnt-ish. So it's not. I don't think this is going to go to its full 60. Not on the DNA 200 anyway, which I've been playing with it on. So that vape there was a bit scratchy at the end. So 3-4 vapes with 8020, and it's starting to not keep up. Which on them big wicking holes, I'm finding a bit of a downer really, because 8020 and Sub-Ohm tank should work pretty much all the time. I know you can't get like loads and loads of vapes out of it, but I only had 3 or 4 there, and it was sort of not keeping up a little bit at the end. Great little tank. Like I say, this comes off, and what we'll do now is I'll show you how to fill it. So I'm going to close the airflow off at the bottom like I always do with top fill, so there's no airflow holes open at the bottom, and I'm going to shut off the juice flow, and then I'm going to hold the tank and unscrew the top airflow ring, and then you get greeted with very wide open slots for putting your juice in. Now notoriously these are massive to fit in any tank, so but this fits in no problem. So don't forget guys, always shut your juice flow off so as it's not wicking and forcing juice down when you put your top cap on. So we'll fill this right up. It has a 4.2 ml capacity, the tank does. So that's what you do, and you put your, I mean you can leave your drip tip on and your airflow, top airflow. You can use the top airflow, or you can just put the drip tip straight into the top cap, your preference. I've got it shut off anyway, the airflow, because this airflow is wide as anything on this when you alter it. That's the only downside for me, altering this airflow ring at the top. It's a bit difficult. Could have made that a bit slacker. So that's that. And then as it turns, you can sort of hold the glass and then just give it a little tweak, and then you can start opening your airflow back up again. There we are. Start opening your juice flow, sorry, back up again, and then open your airflow up to your desired position. Now it's about halfway open, and then it should start wicking again. So might have had a little bit of a dry hit at the end of that third vape there because it was getting a bit low. It was sort of nearly off onto the, going below the juice wicking holes. Bit gurgly then because I filled it through the top. I think top airflow ones can be like that sometimes. Flavours, good, but it's not the best I've had. I find the flavours not as good as your Crown, not in the slightest. It's different coil setup anyway, but it's just not as good. It is, the OCC is a vertical coil, whereas the ceramic one is a horizontal coil. So you know it's going to be the thing that's really bugging me with the ceramic coil is that it's a 1 ohm coil, and it's still Clapton. It still utilises a Clapton wire, and it's supposed to be dry burn. It's supposed to be allowing you to dry burn the coil off between flavour changes. because it's got ceramic wick and no cotton. And it's just 1 ohm though, so it's going to be a mouth to lung vape. Now, a sub-ohm tank is a sub-ohm tank, and it should be for full lung hits. In my personal opinion, the Triton, the first Triton from Aspire, came with a ridiculous 1.8 ohm coil, but classed it as a sub-ohm tank. So, but yeah, I'm sidetracking a bit. Good looking tank. First impressions, great tank, great package, massive airflow. I have the top airflow closed because it's just a flavour killer, but with the top airflow closed, it's still got massive airflow, and it seems to be wicking okay with this 8020. It gives me enough anyway. With if you're going to chain vape 8020, I think there won't be many tanks that are going to keep up with that anyway. But it's keeping up with 4 or 5 vapes. But yeah, cracking bit of kit for 24 quid. And I shall obviously, this is just first look. I'll do a full review of this when I've used the ceramic coil and I've gone through a few days of usage with it, because I've heard of leaks from around this area here on all the Geek Vape tanks, apart from the avocado. Even the RTAs have got this problem with the leaking from this area here. I think it's to do with where it's press fit. The base is press fit together, because I think they use a similar base on it across the range. But time will tell on that. And like I say, you got spares pack in the box and everything. But yeah, that's the first look, guys. First impression of the Geek Vape AELOUS Sub-Ohm tank. And thank you to John Ball of ballvape.co.uk for sending this on to me for review. Like I said, a full review will come short after a few days of using this, but this is just to get first impressions out to the people that may be thinking about purchasing this. Go ahead. At the moment, it's been okay for me. It's been really good. It's not the flavour from the coils is not your crown flavour, in my opinion. That's just my personal opinion, but we'll see. So we'll see you again, guys. Thanks for watching.